What's going on, everyone? Data Report here for datareport.info. Today in this video we're going to talk about the train derailment that occurred in East Palestine, Ohio. A train derailment, as you can see here, it was pretty significant. It caused a large plume of smoke to go in the air. Happened back on February 3rd of this year, so about 10 days ago. The effects of this are still ongoing. On February 3rd, 2023, a freight train carrying hazardous chemicals including vinyl chloride derailed and exploded in the town of East Palestine, Ohio, United States. So as you saw here in the picture, there was smoke being carried up into the air. Not only was smoke carried up into the air, look at these tanker cars. These tanker cars were carrying hazardous materials and hazardous substances, such as vinyl chloride. And unfortunately, that vinyl chloride did leak out of the tanker cars, and it contaminated the local streams and creeks. Well, as you know, what starts out upstream does continue its way downstream. So what is vinyl chloride? So I thought I would look that up. Vinyl chloride is an organochloride with the formula blah blah blah. It is also called vinyl chloride monomer, VCM. This colorless compound is an important industrial chemical chiefly used to produce the polymer polyvinyl chloride. About 13 million tons are produced annually. VCM is among the top 20 largest petrochemicals in the world production. The United States currently remains the largest VCM manufacturing region because of its low production cost. So here's the problem. The United States is a large producer of this. It has to be transported. So it's transported among the railways. Our railway system in the United States is very old. It's outdated. The rest of the world, a good part of the rest of the world, is well ahead of us when it comes to the rail system. Well, this chemical spilled out of the cars from the derailment, and now there's a lot of problems that are starting to pop up from this. So let's go to a few articles and different things. It says East Palestine, Ohio. First News was recently informed of 3 more chemicals that were on the Norfolk Southern train that derailed in East Palestine just over a week ago, and we are being told that those chemicals are dangerous. Yes, they're very dangerous. Matter of fact, they're actually affecting the drinking water. Check this out. Raw alerts on Twitter. Breaking: vinyl chloride, a deadly chemical, has contaminated the Ohio River. Remember what I said? What starts out upstream eventually flows downstream. So it started from the contributaries to creeks to streams. Now it's made its way into the Ohio River. And here's the problem that comes with that. The Ohio River, which serves over 10% of the U.S. population, has reportedly become contaminated due to chemicals from the East Palestine train derailment. The river supplies public drinking water to over 5 million people, in addition to industries all the way to West Virginia, affecting over 30 million people who live in the Ohio River Basin. And you know what? It doesn't stop there. The Ohio River actually flows into the Mississippi River. So it's been 10 days or so. But let's just say, for example, it takes a long time to get from point A to point B. Okay? So it started here. Mississippi River is way down here. It goes off their map here. It's going to affect stuff in the Mississippi River as well eventually down the line. Now read this. Because remember, we are humans. There's also other, life in the world that lives in water, such as fish. The train derailment and spillage of the toxic chemicals in East Palestine on February 3rd has resulted in the deaths of 3,500 fish. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources estimates across approximately 7.5 miles of streams. So this is just the beginning. Only 7.5 miles of streams. Mind you, this is now in the Ohio River. So maybe not all the fish in the Ohio River are going to die. But you know what? Some of them will. Some of them are going to get contaminated by this. They're going to get sick. And quite frankly, if you live in this area, it's really going to be a problem for your drinking water. And for those who fish the waters, you can no longer eat those fish. sorry, you can't eat those fish anymore. For example, way back in the day in Pennsylvania, during all the coal mining messed up water supply. It created sulfur. Some streams became red from the contamination of the sulfur that got into the streams. And because of that, it killed all the fish in those streams. There's several areas in Pennsylvania where this is a problem. Well, now you're having it happen by a disaster created by a railway. And if we go back here to the initial Wikipedia page, it says here cause mechanical failure. So now back to the plume of smoke. Remember I showed you this picture right here at the beginning of the video? Well, there's more problems than just drinking water. Now you have to concern yourself with air quality. And take a look at the air quality today that's been going on in eastern Ohio and Pittsburgh. East Palestine's right around in here. Here's Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh at one point today had moderately bad air quality for multiple reasons. Not all because of the train crash and derailment. Also because of the fact that it was a very warm day. Pittsburgh got to near 70 degrees today. And anytime you have a higher temperature day with a little bit higher humidity, the air quality tends to get a little more concerning. So let's take a look at a couple things here. First off, let's go back to February 3rd. This is the day of the train derailment, where all the burning was happening. Unfortunately, that was a strong, windy day. There was a northwest wind. East Palestine, Ohio, situates itself northwest of Pittsburgh. There were gusts up to 32 miles per hour that day, as you can see here on these charts. And the sustained winds were in the 20s for most of the day. That was blowing the toxic air towards Pittsburgh. And quite frankly, as far as I'm concerned, during the daytime hours, Pittsburgh has not yet recovered. Take a look at this. We can go back for the last 7 days. We can go back to February 7th of the air quality index. As you can see here, almost each day, air quality got a little worse. And then today, because it was exaggerated by the warm air that they had, air quality continued to be bad. And quite frankly, we can go to here. Take a look at this. This is the latest satellite imagery. While it's not burning there anymore, the fires, take a look at this. You can see the fires have ended. The bad air quality still exists. The EPA has not done any testing on the air quality there yet. And now they're telling folks, hey, you can go back to your homes despite the air quality not being tested. That's wrong. And there's another issue. You're releasing all this pollution into the atmosphere. Well, it's going to get high up there in the atmosphere, and when you get rain, you're going to run into problems. Check this out. This was yesterday, someone reported this. Mind you, this accident happened back on the 3rd. We are now at the 13th. Yesterday was the 12th. This person on Twitter, their username is me_0070, they put breaking. My 2-year Twitter silence because I'm sick about how this is so clearly downplayed by officials and journalists. This is my car today after driving through a spurt of rain 70 plus miles southeast of the train derailment. It's east of the incident, meaning the train derailment. My car was spotless at 3 p.m. And look at this. Acid rain. Yes, it's real, folks. When you get enough pollutants into the atmosphere and you get a storm system coming and it rains, it can create acid rain. We actually saw this happen last year out on the West Coast with the wildfires. It's happening out in the northern plains. And this smoke from these type things, they can blow pretty far away. We saw with the wildfires last year, smoke actually got up into the jet stream and it made its way all the way here to the East Coast. Well, it's likely the same thing might have happened with this disaster. It could have gotten into the jet stream, and who knows how far it carried. And as you'll see here, what I'm about to show you next, look at this car. Unbelievable. This is what the acid does. The acid can really harm your vehicles. Here's 12Z Wednesday on the GFS, which is the Global Forecasting System weather model. Look at these vectors. If there's still any bad air quality around there, it's going to get carried northeast into New York State and perhaps even into New England. So this is a problem. And I have another problem. Let's fast forward this even more. Look what happens here in Ohio. Look at the rainfall. Look at the rainfall. They get possibly some convective thunderstorms, some heavy rainfall. That's going to bring up the pollution, the chloride, vinyl chloride out of the ground, and accelerate its journey down the streams and down the Ohio River. So this is concerning, and what really concerns me the most is I watched World News tonight. They didn't talk much about this. It's not getting the media coverage it deserves. We're going to see effects from this down the line. There's already reports of pets getting sick or dying. Children have gotten sick. And could this lead to cancer clusters down the line or other illnesses down the line? I definitely think so, because you have to remember, when this first happened, 4,700 to 4,800 people got evacuated. And now they're just being told, oh, you can go back to your homes now. We'll do the testing later. That's 4,800 people. And remember, it all started right here in East Palestine. You saw the incident with the car 70 miles southeast. You saw what was going on with the air quality in Pittsburgh. Look at this. Pretty bad. And this is affecting a large area, including Cleveland, Columbus, heck, maybe even far east as the Allegheny Mountain region. And beyond, who knows how far the wind has already carried the pollution. And let's not forget, before I end this, that pollution is going to continue downstream. Remember, the rain's coming. Look at this. They're going to have rain, which is going to disturb what's already been polluted into the ground. And yeah, so yes, this is a bad situation. It's one we're going to continue to follow. I will probably end up doing a second video on this down the line as we learn more information. If you enjoy the content on my channel, hit the like and subscribe button down below. I'm Data Report for datareport.info. See you again next time for another data-filled video. Stay safe, everyone.